Hey, Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And what we have this time is the Kobayashi SG2 Sujihiki or slicer 270mm knife. So this line of knives has a 3-layer construction. The hardcore center steel is SG2 full stainless, which is an excellent kitchen knife steel. It's a full stainless steel, powdered metallurgy, as far as how they make it, and composition, I should say. And the HRC is around 62 Rockwell on this, so it's kind of a good compromise between hardness and a little bit of forgiveness. The cladding is full stainless cladding. It's a soft stainless cladding and does wrap around the top, so it's an all stainless blade. And I'll show you a little close-up picture, but there is, if we can catch it here, there's a cladding line there. It's a little faint, but there's a cladding line there between the core and the edge steel. It's a little hard to tell even in person on this one. The weight and dimensions can vary just a little bit from knife to knife. This particular one is 161 grams or 5.7 ounces. Edge length is about 272 or 10.7 inches. From the tip all the way back to the end of the heel called the chin back here. The overall length is about 16.6 inches. And then these are thin blades, so I got about, coming out of the handle above the back of the blade here, it's about 2.1 millimeters. And then I measured it about 1.9 halfway down. And then this does have a very sweet distal taper, meaning that the spine thickness goes a little bit down as you get towards the tip and thins out as you go gradually. And the tip is pretty darn thin. It's not microscopically thin on these, but that's okay for this type of knife. There's a slight, need a little bit of polish on this corner here. Let me do that with my finger. I'll take that out. There we go. Doesn't even need polish. It was just a little bit of dirt on there. All right, there we go, camera. Anyway, that'll come off with a little bit of rubbing. Let's get our beauty shot here. So we have very nice fit and finish on these. There's chiseled kanji on the right side of the blade. This particular one has some mark on the back of it, and you can kind of feel that a little, so I don't know if that's some polish issues with the wheel or something they use. It's not coming off immediately with just some rubbing, so I don't know if maybe a little metal polish might take that out, but that's just a little bit off there. Mark might see if you can clean this one. If not, sell it as a, second type knife. But real nice fit and finish on these. Great grinds, nice and straight. They do a lot of attention to detail on these, on the fit and finish and the construction. So these are well-crafted knives. They've got a lot of polish on the spine, rounded off. A lot of polish on the choil going into the neck, towards the handle. Very smooth. I'd say these are 6, maybe 7 out of 10 on my scale of sharpness out of the box. They'll get extremely sharp. We have a thin knife, but yet towards the back you've got a bit of stiffness, a little bit of, towards the front it's going to have a little flex to it, but towards the back half it's fairly stiff. The balance point on this is going to be right about there. So pretty close to a pinch grip for me. Height on these, let me get to the rest of my stuff here. I got off track. The height on this is about 42.5. That can vary a little bit from knife to knife. The handles are quite unique. They're heptagonal or 7-sided. You can see they're kind of almost a squarish format versus height versus width. You can see the sides kind of slope down towards the bottom, inward a little bit. And very nice fit and finish on these handles. They're just labeled hardwood, and they've got a lacquer finish on them. Really nicely done. Nice tight install where the tang goes into the handle. Around 72 millimeters is what I got. This point on the knife where I usually measure in circumference, so it feels probably appropriate to size of the blade. You've got a pretty generous curve here from the choil into the handle for your finger, so this is a real nice pinch grip area for you. Racket grip of course will work. What else? Let's see. Let's take a look at it on the cutting board. But this is a very, very nice line of knives. The steel's great. It's all stainless. Very nice edge retention. Lots of good fit and finish on these. So here's our, you can see they're pretty aggressive on the belly towards the tip on these. You can see how high the tip is in relation to the center line of the blade. So if you want to rock this, for some board work, you certainly can. And you've got a bit of flat towards the back. I realize this is more of a slicer knife, but some people do pull these out and use them for general prep work, or in a pinch if you got this handy, pull it out and start working on it. But these are thin blades, they're high performance, they're thin at the tip. Let's look at the edge here. They are thin at the edge. Just a great all-around knife. So this is the Kobayashi SG2 full stainless Sujihiki 270mm knife.